the tattoo thing, I mean, in Leviticus we see this whole list of laws that God set out for his people, and a lot of those, if you look at them, people are saying, well, you shouldn't do this because it says in Leviticus. Well, it also says not to shave the sides of your head, not to wear clothes meshed with two different types of cloth, and so there's a lot of laws in there that really just aren't necessarily applicable to us. The reason the Jews had those was to keep them separate from the pagans at that time. It was just a different setup. Whenever Peter was having some issues with this, God gave him a vision of all these animals that he said are okay to eat now. He says, what I've made, don't call it unclean, you can eat it. And so really the tattoo thing is just similar to like our clothing or whatever else we do in our lives to honor God. If I put a tattoo on my body that is not God honoring, then yes, it's going to be a disgrace to God. And part of it is this definition of what is our body as a temple. We use that sometimes, but I still drink a lot of caffeine. And if my body was really a temple in that form, there's a lot of other things the way I would treat it. What it really means is God's Holy Spirit dwells in us. And the temple was the place where God dwelled. Well, now because of Christ, God can dwell with us instead. And so we don't have to go to the temple to receive forgiveness, and that's the only place God is, because God is with us currently. And that's really what it means by the body is the temple. God is with us in his Holy Spirit. Now, granted, he probably doesn't want us to put vulgar things on our body and to mark it all up, but he also doesn't want us to dress in a provocative way or to do anything in that term that people would look at you and think, that's not a person that follows God. And so really, it's a bigger issue as to, does it look like I'm a person that follows God? And, it's going to be a generational thing, too, as well. Different generations have different views on that. So what is it, your personal thing? Is it what I'm doing, is it honoring God or is it not honoring God? But that's kind of the definition of the body as a temple.
Yeah.